Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a great one so far and that you had a terrific weekend. We are discussing today Michael Saylor. He is the CEO of MicroStrategy and is extremely bullish on Bitcoin. That's probably an understatement. He's spitting all kinds of different wisdom. He's dropping numbers and metrics and statistics. We'll take a look at his Twitter activities. We're giving away Uni. We're giving away $50 worth of UNI tokens to be precise. So there's a giveaway that Altcoin Buzz IO is announcing. You have a few days left to participate. The competition ends on the 25th of September. We'll give you guys all the information in this video. FalconSwap is in the news. FSW has partnered with TrustSwap. And as you can likely imagine, they jointly have some DeFi ambitions in mind. We'll then switch gears and discuss Chainlink, which is on a path to experiencing returns similar to early Bitcoin. We're talking about 300 to 400% return range per year. At least that's one individual's argument. Then we have ShareRing, SHR, which has joined the BSN. That, of course, is China's blockchain service network. And finally, to round things off, we'll remind you guys of the Quant network Treasury model guide on altcoinbuzz.io with this very comprehensive write-up by Deepika. Guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, then be sure to like and subscribe. Let's start today with a look at the markets. We're on CoinGecko.com. Down a little bit. Brace yourselves. Not the prettiest numbers for a Monday morning, unfortunately. We're down 5.5% today, so quite a bit of red we're seeing, unfortunately. $336.8 billion total market cap. Many projects down several percentage points. Bitcoin down 3.1, Ethereum down 8.3, XRP down 4.3, Bitcoin Cash 5.9, Polkadot down 16%. Now we're getting into the double digits, unfortunately. Binance Coin down 12.2%, Chainlink down 13.1%, Crypto.com down 6.3%, and Litecoin down 7.0%. So it's a little bloody out there, unfortunately. We do have some projects that have gained a very, very little bit, modest amounts. I think in the top 100 there you saw 0.5 was pretty much the one leading the pack. And you have other projects such as Aragon here, Aave, DeFi Money that are down in the 20+% range. So it's unfortunate to see. We are seeing a consolidation around Bitcoin, however, to a certain extent. And although Bitcoin is down today, sitting currently at $10,552.99, the one metric that stands out to me is that the dominance continues to rise. So yes, we're seeing bleeding across the board, but relatively less in terms of how much Bitcoin is bleeding versus the altcoins. It's the alts that are losing more value right now, which translates into a higher Bitcoin dominance. Right now, it sits at 57.9%, which is nothing extraordinary if you take a look at all the historical precedents. We've seen much, much higher figures before, but in recent times, this stands out to me as a little bit higher than I would have expected. And I think it speaks to me of a confidence right now in Bitcoin, where people seem to be fleeing alts at least more readily than they're currently fleeing Bitcoin. And that, of course, would suggest some confidence in Bitcoin. And here we have a perfect example to segue into Michael Saylor's tweets. He is an extreme Bitcoin bull. You may know the name. He is the CEO of MicroStrategy, and he had the following to say. On September 14th, 2020, MicroStrategy completed its acquisition of 16,796 additional Bitcoins at an aggregate purchase price of $175 million. To date, we have purchased a total of 38,250 Bitcoins at an aggregate purchase price of $425 million, inclusive of fees and expenses. Continuing, Michael writes, Bitcoin is a swarm of cyber hornets serving the goddess of wisdom, feeding on the fire of truth, exponentially growing ever smarter, faster, and stronger behind a wall of encrypted energy. And I think this comment here sums it up pretty nicely, at least in my opinion. Let's discuss some of the technicals here. How does a company go about this acquisition? Well, to acquire 16,796 Bitcoin, which was disclosed on the 14th of September, we traded continuously for 74 hours, executing 88,617 trades, about 0.19 Bitcoin every 3 seconds, or about 1 Bitcoin every 15 seconds, approximately $39,414 in Bitcoin per minute. But at all times, we were ready to purchase $30 to $50 million in a few seconds if we got lucky with a 1 to 2% downward spike. We acquired 21,454 Bitcoin via 78,388 off-chain transactions, then secured it in cold storage with 18 on-chain transactions. Bitcoin scales just fine as a store of value. For the extended discussion, I would like to divert you guys toward Hear the Pomp podcast, episode number 385, which features a discussion between Anthony Pompliano and one Michael Saylor. This is a fairly extensive discussion here, as you can see, nearly an hour and a half long, and they go into all kinds of details discussing the future of Bitcoin, but especially from a corporate perspective. And that's what struck me as the most interesting part of the discussion. So Michael talks about how you have these publicly traded behemoths, right? These multinational companies right now with treasuries, so with reserve money to be used strategically in one form or another, that's just sitting there. And unfortunately for any company whose treasury is just sitting there, it translates and equates into a bleeding of funds because they're hit with some of these invisible taxes in the form of, for example, inflation, in the form of a devaluation of the currency that they currently hold. And his argument is that if you have about $5 trillion worth of funds sitting in these treasuries, even if only a 10% of that, of these publicly traded companies, even if only 10% of their treasuries were to be put into Bitcoin at some point, number one, that mitigates the risks that they're currently facing. So it makes sense strategically and financially, but that would be a huge boon, of course, for Bitcoin. Altcoins as well, but we're talking strictly Bitcoin here. That would likely be the purchase made in terms of a mass corporate purchase, similar to what MicroStrategy has done, but on a broader scale. And now that MicroStrategy has really set the precedent here, there's an argument to be made that this is no longer risky necessarily. It's perhaps risky not to do this kind of move. And as they discuss in this podcast, now that's just assuming a 10% purchase of the $5 trillion. Of course, they're not going to put all their eggs in one basket. They're going to hedge their bets to a certain extent, but that's speaks nothing of wealthy private individuals, of private companies, of everyday consumers. And so obviously, I think, not to beat a dead horse here, but yes, Michael Saylor is very bullish on Bitcoin. I'll link to this in the description below, guys, if you want to see this full exchange between Michael Saylor and Anthony Pompliano. It's a good discussion, but certainly I think MicroStrategy more than anything sets a precedent right now that we can point to, and that I think will make other firms and other corporations feel a little bit more comfortable when that discussion comes up inevitably about possibly investing in Bitcoin for the long term. Okay, Altcoin Buzz now giving away $50 worth of Uni tokens in this giveaway at Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter. Make sure you're following. $50 Uni giveaway. Winner gets 10 Uni, about $50. It's going to be a little bit more than 10 at the moment because Uni is down today, unfortunately, sitting currently at $4.45. But look, whatever amount of Uni equates to $50, that's what we're giving away. Here are the details. Very simple to enter this competition. You may as well do so. All you have to do is like and retweet. You have to follow at Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter. Very simple. And reply with any fact or opinion about Uniswap protocol. We are the 21st of September today, which means you have a few more days to enter, 4 more days specifically. This competition, this giveaway ends on the 25th of September, but it's a very easy one. You may as well throw your hat into the race, and best of luck to you members of the Altcoin Buzz Army that choose to participate. All right, big news now for our friends over at FalconSwap and at TrustSwap. FalconSwap here on Twitter at Falcon_swap. FalconSwap times TrustSwap. This mutually beneficial integration will open up synergies for TrustSwap and FalconSwap in building products that will open doors for long-term growth and adoption of the DeFi services. You can read more about this partnership here on medium.com. FalconSwap and TrustSwap integrations to work towards the growth and adoption of decentralized smart escrows, token insurance, and trading options. As part of the integration, we will be working on the following specific areas. Number one, FalconSwap will support swap trading pair on day 0 of the FalconSwap protocol launch and enable low gas fees trading for swap. FalconSwap will enable liquidity mining for swap traders, mine FSW tokens by trading swap. TrustSwap will provide a time-released payment service to FalconSwap team for releasing tokens, and FalconSwap will use the TrustSwap suite of products for future token payments. Therefore, this mutually beneficial integration will open up synergies for TrustSwap and FalconSwap in building products that will open doors for long-term growth and adoption of the DeFi services. You can read more about both FalconSwap and TrustSwap with all the links that are available here, and follow them on social media. FalconSwap continuing one protocol, multiple value additions, FSW. Responding here to Super Steamian Android app for Steam, all the benefits and features associated with FalconSwap. So So privacy, low slippage, lower gas fees, and faster transactions. As you may recall, for a number of reasons, not the least of which are some of these that are mentioned here, we did identify FalconSwap as a very high potential project that we had our eye on about at least 4, maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago now. You can go back in the video catalog and check out our earlier coverage of FalconSwap. There are at least 1 or 2 dedicated videos on the subject. We do remain excited about them. They're certainly on our radar at this point, no doubt about that. Okay, moving on here, let's now discuss Chainlink here with this tweet by Don_Chainlink. Chainlink is on a path towards experiencing returns similar to an early Bitcoin of 300 to 400% per year. Again, just one person's opinion, but still worth highlighting. Link price is very much linked to the adoption of the Chainlink network. More crypto projects continue to integrate Chainlink technology. It's a plausible argument. I don't want to express too much condescension here. However, it's still just one person's opinion. So that's the caveat that I'll use before introducing the rest of this story on EthereumWorldNews.com. According to one crypto analyst, again, just one individual, Chainlink's annual returns could mimic an early Bitcoin. It is possible. Timothy Peterson has predicted that Chainlink will exhibit early Bitcoin returns of 300 to 400% per year. The value of Link is, of course, linked to the adoption of the Chainlink network, which does present some value. That's absolutely true. More crypto projects are continuing to integrate that technology, and Timothy Peterson has also foreshadowed a possible bottom for Link in late September. Here is Tim's tweet from a couple of days ago. An estimate of Chainlink adoption. Very difficult for price to drop below value. Early Bitcoin-like returns of 300 to 400% per year. So Mr. Peterson, the individual whose tweet I just read, has constantly used Metcalfe's law to highlight the relation between network activity and the value of the associated token. So in this case, activity of the Chainlink token continues to grow with multiple crypto projects signing up to use the project's price feeds. In this past week alone, several crypto projects have announced their use of Chainlink's price feeds. To begin with, TrustSwap announced that it will be using Chainlink's ETH/USD price reference data to use its smart lock and smart escrow products. And other crypto projects that announced the integration of Chainlink technology in the last week include Spectre AI, Matic Network, Zapper, Hacken, Xfin Network, Baseline Protocol, and Crypto.com. My take on this, guys, is that I don't disagree with it. However, anything is possible in this world. Therefore, nothing should be seen as a guarantee. Just because we're early on and just because more adoption is almost inevitable, that's fine. I agree with all that, but it doesn't spell out anything that is certain. Unfortunately, in the cryptocurrency space, things just don't work that way. There are too many black swan events. There's too much happening on a regular basis that can, just disrupt things. There are interpersonal considerations. A team's cohesiveness and chemistry also comes into play. So I hope Timothy is right, but I just can't guarantee it. So I present it again with that caveat. It's just one individual's opinion. Read more about his prediction here on the website, EthereumWorldNews.com. You can also read about why he feels that a possible bottom may be in play for Chainlink in late September, in about a week or so. We'll link to this, of course, in the description below. Okay, we have some news now with regards to ShareRing. They have officially joined China's blockchain service network, BSN, which is a huge deal. At ShareRing Global here on Twitter is the handle. Make sure you're following. We are thrilled to announce that ShareRing has joined BSN Base. The BSN Foundation's mission is aligned with ours, and it is to drive worldwide adoption of blockchain technology for businesses and users of all sizes. You can read more about it here with the link that is included. ShareRing Global also tweeting, AMA Ask Me Anything throwback series from July of 2020. The CEO, Real Tim Boss, estimates that there could be at least a few million ShareRing ID accounts by the end of 2020. So specifically, Tim Boss answered this question here. How many ShareRing ID accounts are there today? Answer, there are a few thousand now, but we expect to have a few million by the end of 2020. We will wrap our other services around the COVID passport, such as insurance with COVID-19 coverage, hotel bookings in COVID-19 safe hotels. We can also help increase the safety of providers by allowing them to accept COVID passport before letting the traveler into their hotels, etc. And here's an article with a more broad perspective on Forbes.com, but nevertheless great coverage, encouraging signs as China welcomes more international blockchain players to its ecosystem. And we'll get to it in just a second here, but ShareRing is mentioned by name, as is Tim Boss here, which is very exciting, certainly. So China's decision to include all of these international players, these blockchain heavyweights such as Chainlink, Neo, Tezos, and Ethereum will no doubt be a warmly welcomed story for those seeking to understand the direction of China's blockchain international developments. ShareRing CEO Tim Boss said, quote, "We are honored to partner with BSN, again, the blockchain service network. joining industry giants like Ethereum, Neo, and Tezos. We share their vision of removing costly entry barriers to blockchain technology and its benefits for businesses and individuals regardless of their size, resources, or industry expertise. We are confident we will achieve our mission together. And if you're hearing about China's BSN for the first time, they have lofty ambitions to become the internet of blockchains with the most easily accessible and affordable network that uses a cross-cloud, cross-portal, and cross-framework global public infrastructure. Developers can simply plug and play to integrate dApps, allowing them to focus on innovation and programming smart contracts, reducing the time and costs associated with interfacing blockchain technologies with traditional legacy systems. Quote, the BSN Foundation is pleased to welcome ShareRing into our ecosystem. Their ability to offer seamless integration with a broad range of dApps will be a strong addition to our vision to build an inclusive and accessible blockchain network for the world, said Michael Ma, the COO, Chief Operating Officer of the BSN Foundation. Kudos, therefore, to our friends over at ShareRing. We've been in their corner for a long time. We've been firm believers in their project and what they're trying to accomplish for really quite a long time now. It's been an extended period of time, and we're very happy to see this development here. It's positive news for a team that very much deserves the opportunity that they are now getting. Absolutely. Okay, finally today, guys, on the website, altcoinbuzz.io, just want to remind you guys, you can check out this Quant Network Treasury model guide. We discussed it briefly last time. I kind of just pointed you guys in its direction. This article by Deepika. Quant released its community treasury design earlier in the year, and the treasury is designed in a way that it oversees payments from developers to the gateway owners. However, it also adds additional utility to the QNT token. So all I'm doing once again is just pointing you guys in the direction of this overview here. It's a pretty comprehensive write-up, as you can see here, based on the table of contents. But if you're struggling to understand the treasury model, what it's about, why it's important, or how it's structured, check out this excellent write-up, again, by Deepika. We'll link to this, of course, in the description below. And that about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell, of course, to receive notifications if you enjoyed today's video. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this Monday. Have a great one, though, and a great start to your week, most importantly. Stay safe out there. And as always, everybody, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.